Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going on a treasure hunt inside your CNC machine. We're going to find hidden pockets of time, and I'm going to show you 3 simple programming hacks that can cut your cycle times without you having to spend a single cent.
So, let's start with the big, frustrating question, right? Where is your machine hiding time? You've dialed in your speeds and feeds, your tool paths are perfect, but you just know there's more efficiency to be found. But where is it?
Well, it's hiding in plain sight. It's in those tiny little pauses, those half-second waits, the moments between the moments, where the machine finishes one thing and then gets ready to do the next. By themselves, they seem like nothing, but trust me, over a day, a week, a year, they add up to a huge amount of wasted time.
And the best part? The cost to get all that time back? Zero. Zip. Nada. This isn't about buying new hardware, fancy software. This is about being smarter with the code you're already writing.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Now, a quick but important heads up. The techniques we're covering today are specifically for you folks running Okuma machines with the OSP P300L or the P300S control. If that's what you've got in your shop, you are going to love this. All right, our first technique is all about something called parallel processing. It's a fancy term for a simple idea. We're going to teach your machine how to do 2 things at once. To walk and chew gum at the same time, basically.
The concept here is just beautifully simple. Instead of giving the machine 2 separate instructions, first index the turret, and then start the spindle, we're just going to smash them together. We're going to put both commands on the exact same line of code.
And you can see the difference right here. Look at the standard code on the left. It's a 2-step process. The machine does the T command, waits for it to finish, then it does the M03. But check out the optimized code on the right. It's all on one line. The machine reads it and does both simultaneously. So what's the end result? Your machine is now a true multitasker. That turret is moving into position while the spindle is starting to spin up. That little moment of dead time where it was just waiting, it's gone. Poof, vanished.
Okay, let's build on that. Our next technique is what I like to call the M63 shortcut. And this one is all about telling the machine, hey, stop waiting around for confirmation and just get going.
M63 is a seriously powerful M code. It basically tells the control, listen, I just told the spindle to get to 3,000 RPM. I trust you're on it. You don't need to wait until you're perfectly at speed. Go ahead and start moving the axes now. You're overlapping that spindle ramp-up time with your machine's movement.
And again, the code tells the story. With the standard way, the machine reads M03 and it just sits there. It waits until it gets the signal that the spindle is at speed before it moves. But with the optimized code, you see that M63 at the end? The machine starts the rapid move instantly. No hesitation.
Now, here's a pro tip for you. You don't have to type M63 on every single line. You can actually set it to be modal. That just means you turn it on once at the top of the program and it stays active for the whole job. It's like setting cruise control.
And setting this up is incredibly easy. Seriously, you just navigate to your optional parameters, select Other Function, and find the setting for M63. Just change it to modal. It's a simple 3-click change that you only have to do one time.
But of course, what if you need to turn it off for just one operation? Maybe you're doing a critical tapping cycle where you absolutely need the spindle to be at the perfect speed before you feed. No problem. You just use the M57 command on that one line and it'll temporarily override your modal setting.
All right, on to our final technique, M61. And this one is fantastic because it's not just about saving time. This one can actually improve the quality of your parts by giving you a better surface finish. It's a win-win.
So, the M61 command is for when you're doing constant surface speed cutting. Like when you're facing a part and the RPM has to constantly change as the tool moves. M61 tells the machine, hey, as you're adjusting that spindle speed, don't stop the axis feed. Just keep on cutting smoothly.
And this is where you see that amazing double benefit. By eliminating those tiny axis stops, you prevent the tool from dwelling in one spot. And that means you avoid those little witness marks on the part surface. So you get a better finish and you save the time that was being wasted in those little pauses. Plus, just like M63, you can set it to modal. Set it and forget it.
And you guessed it, it has a simple off switch. If you ever need to cancel M61 for a specific part of your program, you just use the M60 command. Simple as that.
So, this is where we bring it all home. We've been talking about shaving off a second here, maybe half a second there. It doesn't sound like a lot, right? But what happens when you're running 1,000 parts, 10,000? All those little seconds start to compound. They turn into minutes, and pretty soon, those minutes turn into hours of free production time you just found.
So here's your quick reference guide, your cheat sheet to pull it all together. First, parallel processing. Combine those turret and spindle commands. Second, the M63 shortcut. Move while the spindle's ramping up. And third, the M61 smoother. Improve your finish and save time on constant surface speed cuts. 3 amazing, simple tools for your programming toolbox.
Now, before we wrap up, a very, very important word of caution, and this comes directly from the source material. These are powerful tools, and just like any G-code or M-code, if you use them wrong, you can cause problems. So please, be smart about this, always prove out your programs carefully, take every precaution.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. After seeing these 3 simple, totally free programming hacks, just how many hours of production time are you going to get back this year? Thanks so much for joining me.